Good day traders, welcome back to the Forex Boat Trading Academy. Today presenting you analysis on the euro versus Canadian dollar. And the price action is getting very interesting from what I can see, and we might be seeing some price growth in the coming weeks. But before we start with analysis, I would like to remind you that all the information in this video is for educational purpose only, should not be considered as the financial advice. So let's get started. First off, I'm looking at the 200 exponential moving average, or I think it's 50 period. No, it's 200 period exponential moving average. And what I've noted is this rejection. There was an attempt to reject the moving average. Then price actually closed above, which already suggested some strength on the price. But then there was what I called stop loss kick out move, because we actually went below the previous made low and price closed below. So this was stop loss kick out move from what I see. But then we can see again there was a rejection of the moving average, then price consolidated, and then we saw the breakout. Now here at this stage, which was on the 11th of September, there was a clean bounce. If I zoom it, you will be able to see clearly. So here was a clean rejection of this moving average, and then yesterday there was no closure below. So this indicates that bulls are in control and the trend is likely to become bullish. Now let's zoom it out. Okay, in regards to the price potential, what we might see is the rise towards 1.5870 area, which corresponds to 2 pips. First is the 38.2, which I have applied to the last wave to the upside. I do it quite often. I use last waves, and here I have used this corrective move to the downside where we actually rejected the support, and we see that 38.2 corresponds with 261.8 pips, both of which are near 1.5874 level. So this should be the actual potential target for the upside move, if the move will actually start. Now, what are the risks for the downside? Is definitely if there will be a move below this low, then it will become a downtrend. I don't think if price will move, even spike below, I think it invalidates the idea of the bullish trend. So as long as we're above this level, it should remain an uptrend. And another point is, guys, we saw this trend line breakout along with the moving average almost at the same spot. They did break to the upside, producing new higher high. Now also this is a key supply demand area. It was, now it obviously a demand area where price started to rise. So from this point onwards, I think slowly but steadily there will be an uptrend. And yeah, that's it on this analysis for today on the euro Canadian dollar. Let me know what you think of this pair, whether you like the idea of the bullish trend. And also probably I should emphasize the potential weakness of the Canadian dollar that I'm spotting across the board. This is because we already have 2 New Zealand Canadian, we have Australian Canadian and dollar Canadian. Now it's euro Canadian. So this all emphasizes the weakness of the Canadian dollar, and I think this tendency will continue. So I was very bullish on the New Zealand dollar, but now I'm very bearish on the Canadian dollar. So my view has changed, and let's just quickly jump through all previously made ideas and analysis. So here, Australian Swiss franc, guys, I'm not sure if I should follow it on the daily time frame because it's been a long time, but yeah, I think we will have the growth eventually, but it's basically all the same. So I will be not moving back to this pair again. Let's just leave it. Okay, so just close it. New Zealand Canadian dollar, what we had is basically correction that I was expecting. I was expecting actually it's to be much harder, but it wasn't that strong. So the support remains at this level, which is 88.47. We can see there was a rejection and there a resistance, and then it was a rejection of the support. So I do believe we will be moving to the upside because of the weakness of the Canadian dollar. This time it's not the New Zealand anymore in my view. So here, yeah, I still expect the move to the upside, and I think it will be going even higher. Well, we'll see, of course. Australian New Zealand dollar moving towards the support slowly but steadily. Here obviously traders could be fixing profits or could be reducing the risk. For example, stop loss at the break even. This could be a valid point since a move has already begun, and if there will be a breakout, I think of this high, it could turn bullish. So far looks pretty nice. It's declining. Australian Canadian. Now yesterday I was speaking about this rejection that I will not be getting back to this anymore, but from what I see, guys, the Canadian dollar weakness should push price up, and I will continue looking at it. Potentially the second resistance should be tested, and yeah, it's a daily time frame, so here we might see just one day strong day to the upside towards the first resistance. Well, we'll see. I will continue following it since it's Canadian dollar related. New Zealand versus dollar. Here, guys, we are out of this. I will not be following anymore. I told you that there is a potential correction that we might expect, although you see that the support has been rejected. So it could be valid, it could work out, but I just don't think it's worth the effort watching it at the moment, since I don't think the New Zealand dollar will be strong, and I'm not sure what's happening with the dollar. So I'm closing it. Now Euro Canadian, we had, okay, Euro versus Australian dollar. So here we see price did test the support, pretty nice. It was very fast decline. I didn't expect it to be that fast, but the most important point is the rejection of the support. You can see if I go to the hourly chart, what happened is then here was a clean rejection of the support, and we're already starting to produce new higher high. This shows the strength potentially of the euro and could be very good for the Euro Canadian dollar, which I do expect to go to the upside. So Euro Australian, we're done with that, will not continue anymore. So looking bullish at the moment since the support has been rejected. Closing this out. Dollar Canadian, this is the reversed head and shoulders pattern, and I do expect the move to the upside. Of course, many will be waiting for this confirmation of this breakout of this massive resistance, the neckline basically of the potential head and shoulders pattern. So yeah, it's a valid analysis. I do expect this move to the upside. We'll see how it goes. Also, guys, this is Canadian related. So if the dollar will continue to be strong and the Canadian weak, that should be a pretty fast uptrend. So what we have is New Zealand Canadian, Australian Canadian, dollar Canadian, Euro Canadian. So we slowly kind of moved from the New Zealand strength to the Canadian dollar weakness. So finally, New Zealand Japanese yen. Let's have a look here. That was actually one of the reasons why I moved away from the New Zealand dollar, is because of this potential weakness. So it showed that there is a potential price decline. So here, as long as price remains below 71.20, this target, this support should be tested. So far looks bearish. Maybe we'll go even lower, who knows, but we're only looking at this level and see how market reacts. And finally, Euro Canadian. Yes, that's the analysis for today. If you enjoyed it, of course, click the like, subscribe to the channel, ask questions, and I will see you tomorrow with a fresh analysis, perhaps another analysis on some Canadian dollar related currency pair. Take care, guys, and profits to you.